Though this be madness, yet there is method in it.
Honestly, I think it's probably one of the most important lines in the play. Though this be madness, there is method in it. Because, I mean, not only is it Polonius basically saying, I think Hamlet's faking madness in his aside, there is method to madness in the play. There's a reason why he puts madness in it, the causes of madness, how it infects other people, and ultimately what it does to people in the end. So, I mean, there is method to madness. People who are mad all share an element of selfishness.
Yeah.
And they're concerned about their own interests rather than those of others.
I think the selfishness, it gives them like a reason to justify their actions.
How is madness infectious? Like, it starts with Hamlet, and then it moves on to Ophelia, but like, what are the details in how that occurs?
When Hamlet tries to act mad, like, he goes and sits with her in the play, and he's saying all of these, like, really, like, inappropriate things to her, and she doesn't know what's going on. He's, like, almost, like, coughing on her, like, rubbing this infectious disease onto her. It's, like, messing with her mind, and it leads her to becoming crazy because she just doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't know what to do with herself. She's becomes lost.
It really is about passing this madness around. The madness is a living kind of a thing that has to be passed to the different characters. This is at the core of acting.
Oh, my lord, I have been so affrighted.
How now, Ophelia? What's the matter?
My lord, as I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet, with his doublet all embraced, no hat upon his head, his knees knocking each other, and with a look so piteous and purport as if he had been loosed out of hell, to speak of horrors, he comes before me.
Mad for thy love?
My lord, I do not know, but truly I do fear it. He took me by the hand and held me hard, and with his other hand, thus o'er his brow, he falls to such perusal of my face as he would draw it. He raised a sigh so piteous and profound, as it did seem to shatter his being. That done, he lets me go, and out of the doors he went.
So why are we even using this scene? Because how does it show like his madness spreading?
I think it's really important that this is kind of the beginning, that the audience first sees his
Because
whole
you hear about
plan.
it, but you haven't seen it.
Like when you're gonna come down the stairs as Hamlet and you have your pants down, I think as simple as that seems, just you coming down the stairs, it's really important that the audience sees you all messed up and crazy. Yeah. It's just the beginning, and it's the beginning of kind of the infectious nature of his madness, because this is when it first really spreads to Ophelia.
The person that she cares about is still there underneath what the the exterior shows, like all this insanity.
It's the person you love is going crazy, and you guys like can't be together anymore because like they have changed. And I'm not talking just like changed a little bit.
It's like completely different.
It's and that's scary. That is, I think that's definitely a very scary thing.
I think also part of it that's important, it's not just that he's gone crazy and he's doing crazy things, but he's treating her so horribly. Like, not even just this scene where he just is kind of, like, he acts kind of weird, but later he acts like he does that, he makes these really inappropriate comments to her that are so rude, like, I think that has a huge effect on her.
And that's just gonna drive her to the edge, literally, off the cliff, off the,
literally
into the water.
It's off the tree.
Off the tree, yeah.
One woe doth tread upon another's heel. So fast they follow. Your sister's drowned. Laertes.
Drowned? Oh, where?
There grows a willow aslant in a brook that shows his hoar leaves in the glassy stream, when down her weedy trophies and herself fell in the weeping brook. Her clothes spread wide and mermaid-like, but long it could not be till that her garments, heavy with her drink, pulled the poor wretch from her melodious lay to muddy death.
2.
I was thinking, when we were filming earlier today, and Emily, before you like jumped out of the tree, you took a breath, almost like
Hesitation.
Yeah, like a hesitation and thinking about what you were gonna do, and I was just thinking what was going through your mind at that time. Like,
she's been pushed to the edge, but then it's like an accident that she dies. No, with like the amount of trauma she's been through, I feel like in her mental state, the only way that you could get back from that is to die.
There's definitely a lot of pressure on her, and definitely motivation for her to do it intentionally. I mean, you have like Polonius on one end pushing her to kind of stay away from Hamlet, who she's loved for the past, year. And then there's Hamlet on the other hand, who, like I said, she's been with for the past year, and he's
like, oh no, I never loved you. Oh, I did love you. Oh no, I never loved you. And like kind of like playing with her in order to amp up his madness.
She goes over the edge, you know, and her despair leads her to this madness and ultimately to her suicide.
Because it would be like strong and like kind of courageous almost to like talk to her people, like Hamlet, Laertes, whoever, and like try to resolve the issues she's facing, but she doesn't. She just lets them like kind of fester, and then that's what makes her like go over the edge.
So, graveyard scene.
Yeah.
You ready?
I think so. I mean, I think to fully get this down, we gotta kind of understand, you know, what's going on, what's going behind the scenes kind of thing.
I think I get it. I mean, Hamlet, at this point, he is still kind of faking the madness, but he still is has a lot of things on his mind.
Filtered, like he's bottled in all this anger and he's not acted upon it. He's like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go and kill Claudius, I'm gonna go and enact my revenge.
Hamlet, everything he does is about trying to get the revenge. Now, that energy, when he passes it to Ophelia, that energy becomes her despair. With Laertes, with dad dead and sister driven crazy, he's in a rage now at Hamlet.
You know, Laertes is initially just having a good time in Paris, talking to his friends, doing, you know, all this stuff. Then, you know, he's got to come back, deal with all this, you know, father's death, sister's death, all this, you know, all this conflict. And, you know, how is he going to feel? How is this grief going to overwhelm him? So I think it's important, you know, when they start fighting in the graveyard scene, that's just going to be huge.
Two insanely mad guys, lots of pressure, lots of fun.
What ceremony else?
Her obsequies had been in far enlarged as we are born to. Her death was doubtful, and she should in ground unsanctified have lodged, yet here she is allowed her virgin grants.
Lay her in the earth, and from her fair and unpolluted flesh may violets spring. I tell thee, a ministering angel shall my sister be.
What? The fair Ophelia? Oh, treble will fall 10 times treble to that cursed head whose wicked deed thy most ingenious sense deprived thee of.
What is this? Whose face brings up emphasis? Whose phrase of sorrow conjures the wandering stars and makes them like wonder-wounded hearers. Then we'll take thy soul! I prithee, take thy hand off my throat, for though I'm not splenitive and rash, I have a danger to you!
Hamlet! Hamlet!
Well, I will fight with him upon this theme until my eyelids no longer wag. I loved Ophelia. What wilt thou do for her?
Oh, he is mad, Laertes. This is mere madness. That's not the wildest to work on him.
Let me speak to the yet unknown world of how these things came about. So shall you hear of carnal, bloody, and unnatural acts, of acts